Hey beautiful people, Caitlin coming to you from Zone 9B in Central Florida. And I was weeding with my daughter and just said something profound to myself, so I wanted to share it just in case you guys needed a little bit of church outside of church, I guess. So I'm sitting here and we're weeding. This is a common weed in Florida. It's not a weed, something Alba. I'll get you the name, or I'll put the name of the plant in the description below so you guys can check that out. And I'll give you a link to Green Dean, his website, eattheweeds.com. You can learn about a lot of really cool Florida permaculture there. I've learned a lot from him. Anyways, so we're sitting here, and in weeding, you know that when you go to weed, you'll grab the plant as you shake it off, make sure you get the root systems, and then we toss it. We'll normally turn it into compost, or we'll put it in a burn pile that we're burning down to use in our beds or for bed lining or soil rejuvenation or whatnot. As we're pulling up these weeds, my daughter, I noticed, will just grab the top, not getting the stem. She just grabs the top and drops it on the ground. I don't know how she does it, because I'm too meticulous to do that. It kind of, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to get it done so that I don't have to redo it. She just rips it up, throws it down, keeps on going. And I said, Jaden, you can't, I said, don't do that, because if you continue to do that, you're going to leave the weeds in the soil. Sorry, I'm talking to you like you're a toddler. This is how you try to explain to a toddler when you don't know yourself. I'm like, Jaden, don't do that. If you leave the weeds, it's going to regrow. And I'm like, leave the weeds. That doesn't make sense. So the next time she does it, I continue to say, Jaden, don't do that. Let's get the roots up, because if you leave the roots, the weed's gonna regrow. I'm like, good job, Mom. Way to phrase it. Way to be grammatically correct on that one. But as I'm sitting there thinking about what I just said, it hits me like a ton of bricks. I'm like, oh my gosh. How many times in our daily lives do we sit there and we look at something that we don't like, whether that's our living situation, financial situation, something that is growing, and it's like, this is a problem, and we just rip it off the surface and throw it on the ground, and we're like, nope, it's not there anymore, and it continues to regrow in your life. I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh my gosh, if you could just grasp the magnitude of what I'm saying. Like, are you hearing me right now? If you grab the flower or the greenage off the weed and you do not deal with the root issue in your heart, it is going to continue to regrow and fester until you deal with it. Mind blown, okay? If you just needed that much, great. Take that, run with it, turn off the video, stop watching. Meditate on it. It's a lot to chew. When you actually go through the motions of doing what I'm saying, you'll understand. Also, something to be considered. When you have phenomenal soil or a good foundation or a base that is rich in nutrients, when you have that, the weeds come up so very quickly, like I just showed you. Like I got the entire root system, a whole handful of cluster fluff or garbage. Not that it is garbage, but for the purpose of this area, for what I'm doing, it is not necessary. So when we pull it up, you'll see it comes out of the ground super light. You can rinse off, or you can just tap off the dirt when it's actual dirt and just go right on your way. It's not a big deal. I want to go, let me see. I've really sandy soil. It's really horrible. Over here, let me take you there. Alright, so over here in my succulent, wow, it's a hot mess, isn't it, guys? This little succulent patch I've been working on, that kind of just ran away from me. Anyways, back to the weeding issue. So here, this soil is okay. It is better than your average Florida soil because it's underneath a magnificent oak tree. So it's constantly composted and or mulched by the tree shedding its leaves. But even still, here's the same exact weed that I just pulled up over there, just to stick with the alliteration. To get this, hold on a second. To get this sucker up, you see how much more dirt, maybe you can tell, maybe you can't. So how much more dirt is there? And now this soil here is very aerated. We have a lot of critters, lots of good worms under oak trees. But do you see the crater that it leaves? I don't know if you guys noticed, but when I pulled up the weeds over there, because the soil was so good, literally you just fill in, like you just, like that, and you can't even tell that you pulled anything out. Here, this soil is so nutrient deficient and just sandy, just lots of sugar sand and a little bit of compost. The roots are more defined than the problem, but look at the crater. So if that was your heart, look at the crater that it leaves. To refill that, that's going to take some effort. And just think, if by uprooting that weed, more weed seeds or anything that'll take root there does, before you get a chance to plant that, you're going to have double the problem that you had before. So just a lot of wisdom today being shared as I walk through the garden, as I just do what I'm supposed to do, which is take care of it, tend to it. And I would just encourage you guys to do the same. Maybe you've learned something like that in your garden. I get stuff like this all the time, and I just decided that I wanted to share it because I'm hoping in sharing it, it'll be like any seed. It'll germinate, produce in somebody's life, and then it'll produce and produce and produce, and more people will be blessed than just me. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll have the opportunity to share something again real soon.